Yeah, so the plan of 2018 is fuck you plans, we don't need any.
Sure.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
Step one, bring it. So
right, because it as a like the opening announcement, this is the end of 2017. We're doing our Secret Santa, and it's going to be a free for all. That's as much structure as you get.
And I think at least 50 of us are 50% sober or better, right? So we're pretty good. So
yeah.
Oh yeah.
So who do we want to start with?
Good question. Like I said, I have no plans.
Should we alphabetical? Should we start with you because you're talking, or me because I'm talking? I don't.
You.
Me. Okay.
Oh, we're actually on. I didn't realize we were recording. All right, cool.
When we said we were doing it live, we meant literally
live.
Yeah.
No one said we were going yet, so I kind of.
I said I was pushing the button.
Yep, and then we kept talking shit. So. Okay.
This is like so the only time. This is the only the only time of year we get all of us together.
Well, like 3-ish times for business meetings. So
yeah, but we don't record those.
I got a box. Possibly, I got 2 boxes. This one had a name in it, but the other one did not. So that's why I'm leaving it out there. So I got some really cool little dragon and knights things. So nice little. Like the stuff you would buy from Walmart or whatever. And that's not a critique on the present because it was on the list for sure. But
it was on the list.
Yeah, I recognized it when I saw it. I was like, yeah, shit, I know what that package is. But I play a lot of D&D, so I've got a bunch of random miniatures and stuff like that.
Show up or what? It's miniatures?
Yeah, so it's like a bag of little knights, and there's some Pegasi in here, and dudes with flails and swords and shields, and we've got silver knights and black knights, so that you can...
I have learned from experience playing D&D and running D&D games. You never have too many minis.
Oh, it's a true story. And so I had seen something probably on Reddit or somewhere online where it was like, hey, if you go get these cheap figures, that's a good way to supplement, needing like dozens of dudes. So several of those things are on my list like that. So this one said it came from Jacob, so I appreciate that. So did you do 2 things, or was this the thing?
It was 2 things.
Okay, then I did get the other thing, but it didn't have anything else in it. So
yeah, it's it was kind of wonky when I was sending it. So.
It's all good. I kind of figured it was you though too, because you also like these little pop dudes. So the glare is kind of killing it there, but it is a power armor dude, like theoretically Brotherhood of Steel, but I guess he doesn't have the markings.
Yeah, you both have played that game quite a bit, right?
Oh yeah, dude. Like I got it last Christmas and I put it down briefly to play Andromeda, but other than that, it's my go-to game for the last year.
Fallout 4?
Yeah. I've got 2 other friends into it finally, so it's like, oh, now I've got converts that we can talk like Dresden Files, like I can share all the things I learned in the last year. So
you can complain about Preston to each other.
Right, which is funny because I'm doing like a dedicated Minuteman playthrough this time, so it's like God. I'm doing it to myself. Where I'm like, no, Preston, you're gonna come with me, and we're gonna go to the Commonwealth together because I don't get harassed enough when I just visit. So, yes, but I'm super excited because I also collect some of these pop figures, and I love the little power armor dudes. So he's gonna go on my desk at work for sure.
Nice.
But thank you, Jacob.
No problem.
That's awesome.
I do what I can.
Right.
Now, Jacob.
Well, I kind of opened mine early because I wasn't thinking.
But
Yes, you did.
You did that last year.
Oh yeah, you got the XKCD. What if?
Yeah, what if? Serious scientific answers to absurd hypothetical questions. Like, what would happen if you fed a dinosaur to the Sarlacc pit?
Nice.
Stuff like that. It's pretty funny. And also something I left at my job, but a Funko Pop dancing baby group bobblehead. So you tap it and his head kind of bounces around. It's super cute. And I believe that was from Colin because he actually put his name on it.
Merry Christmas.
So I appreciate that. Good times. Give me something to read when I'm not writing and reading other things.
Right. That's awesome.
But the
A
nice
little light
thing
bits
about
to it.
this is like it's not like a story, so you can just like flip through it, and if something looks interesting, you read like 5 pages on it, and you can kind of bounce around. You don't have to like go from end to end.
Nice.
So, Colin.
I was also like Jacob and opened mine early because I get a lot of interactions this time. A lot of Amazon packages addressed in my name, and I was actually waiting for a book on Friday, and this one came. So I actually haven't taken it out. I just opened it and saw what it was and put it back in.
So at least you tried.
Right.
Nice.
So it's the Witcher book, which I've been meaning to get into for a long time
Oh, exciting.
because I love The Witcher.
Nice.
And it came with The Witcher is a good game, so it's going to be this one.
I was
you.
really not sure if you would have gotten that in time.
I got it.
Because
so
it
it's
actually
perfect.
said January.
Oh, thank you, Andrew.
That's lucky. It's a Christmas miracle.
Because I was prepared for Colin to be like, I didn't get one. I'd be like, yeah, you put it up kind of late, and I waited like a day with ordering it because I was doing stuff, and then it was like January 3rd, and I was like, what? Okay.
Well, it made it, so thank you very much.
And I wasn't sure which one might have been the first book, so I just picked one. I was like, I like the Witcher
I
game,
think
so I was like,
this one is, or at least it's one of the ones that's commonly mentioned to start with.
Nice.
I don't know if there's any orders with them or anything. Since I didn't even know there was Witcher books, but now I know.
They started as books.
I mean, I know they started as books, like, but I didn't know there was like more than many of them. There was like quite a bit on the list.
Yeah, that's just basically the entire book wish list.
Nice.
There's a
So,
lot.
Andreas.
I got a gift card from Justin because there was a bit of a snaffle snaggle with the ordering, though it worked fine last year, so I don't know why, but
Yeah.
It worked fine for you. My credit card got closed for 2 weeks because of your crazy foreign nonsense.
we got it closed for 2 weeks.
Yeah, they're all like, "That's weird. You're not from this place." And I'm like, "Yeah, that's true."
Oh man, that's harsh.
It's all right. It's totally worth it to bring joy to wherever you are.
I am in Denmark.
That's it. That's what I said. Yeah.
Yeah.
That place that doesn't really exist.
Yeah.
All right. So, J-Ray, now since Justin's already gone.
Oh, right. Well, so I opened my gift too because same thing. It's tough, because not for nothing. One of us, Director Alex, is a planner, and the rest of us, I think, kind of fly by the seat of our pants. So I'm sure we're all waiting for gifts the Thursday before Christmas and stuff.
Right.
So I think a new rule is if you like gift wrap it, you have to put like "do not open" on the fucking like tag.
Right.
Yeah. But I got Joking Hazard.
Yeah.
Which is pretty nifty. I didn't open it at all. I don't even understand how the game works. I was just perusing Amazon's top toy list, and it was up there. And I was like, hey,
A fun game.
nifty.
I think it's a meme game.
That's it. That's the only store I have.
Cards Against Humanity, but with comic pictures, and you just
Right.
make cartoons. Yeah.
And you make like
Yeah.
it's 3 panels, right? So
Yeah.
Right. There's
That's
one
what I
laid down. You
figured.
put one in the front and one in the back, or 2 in the front, 2 in the back, kind of thing.
which
Make a little
if you
story.
played the game totally makes sense. So
Right.
the 1 in the 2 in the back.
Right. It's like Cards Against
Window.
Humanity. They lay the 1 card off the pile, and then you play 2 out of your hand.
right.
1 in the front, 1 in the back, 2 in the front, 2 in the back, and you make a little story out of the 3 cartoons.
I see. Well, either way, I'm very excited. You know what it is? Because I play a lot of board games. I'm sure a lot of us do. But, I've got knights and dragons and rules and timers, and you have to wear a special hat sometimes or whatever. So sometimes it's nice when you've got your drunk friends come over and be like, these are pictures.
Right.
Just play the game, So it's nice to have some casual stuff. So I'm excited about that.
I get mad when people put the wrong colored shirts in there, and I'm like, but now it doesn't make sense. And everyone's just like, who cares?
Yeah, well, that's probably going to be me.
Who is the Santa for J-Ray?
I did that.
Okay.
Hey, nice. Thank you, sir.
I wanted to buy
So-
you something for D&D, but I couldn't figure out what you needed compared to what you don't have, I guess. So
It's tricky. Yeah.
I,
right.
I need
So-
natural 20s, Ryan.
Right.
I rolled
We'll
terribly.
We'll get you a pound of natural 20s. So
Yeah, that's what it is. Just 20-sided die that all the values are 20.
awesome.
I should
So
have
Ryan-
that. I should have that as Dungeon Master.
Right.
They
Uh,
can't see anyway.
I've seen at some cons they have like the loaded dice that'll only roll like 17 pluses.
Yeah, that's awesome. I love it. Cheating's great.
You trying, right?
So, Ryan, your turn.
All right.
Oh, you actually waited. Good job, Ryan.
Because I
It's the
put on the note, don't open.
the Dungeon Master's shield.
Oh,
Oh.
show us on the screen. Oh, very pretty.
Dungeon Master shield,
Nice.
That's
Should probably
cool.
get one of
which
those.
is actually very, very exciting, because my little cousins want to run a D&D game.
Awesome.
And I'm putting together a one-shot for them. So
You're like a pro
I'm gonna
now.
use this. I'm actually going to use this very soon. Like
Right.
in 2 weeks.
Awesome.
Well, if you wanted to run the carnival thing, I can get you the.
I'm not going to tell you what I'm going to run, because I want to run it by you guys eventually. I want to give you a week off one day and let you
Awesome.
play a game.
I'm 110% into that. So
So
So,
cool.
I'm glad
very
you
cool. Who got this for me though?
That was me.
Really?
The
Yeah.
director. Yep.
How did you
And
know
I-
I wanted the DM like the shield?
Because you put it on your Amazon list.
Oh, very good.
Great. Good job.
How did you know?
Ask Me.
Well, you wanted it.
Yeah.
Because you said you wanted it. Ryan.
That's the best way to do it.
Yeah, come on, there was a better Dresden answer than that. She contacted the spirit world.
No.
And no.
Magic.
So yeah, right.
Or
So-
wizard. What does he
Yeah,
say?
right,
usually? What does
exactly.
he say too? Wizard.
Yeah. You can't tell them all your secrets, kids. That's part of being a wizard.
He's,
So.
he's a great, powerful director, man. Don't look behind
So
the curtain
you,
too far.
Alex, what did you get?
I have no idea.
Oh, you
Yeah.
waited too?
Yeah, actually, I just got the package this morning. So,
Oh, nice.
Oh, wow.
It's another Christmas miracle.
All right.
woo! This is fun. It is a coffee cup. It has a cat face on it.
Aw.
Nice. With a little tail too. It looks like.
What's on the bottom?
Yeah, so the tail is like the handle, and
Right.
Okay, cool.
it comes with a cat spoon. It has like it sits out on the ledge of the cup.
Now you need to get like a mouse tea diffuser so you can sit in there, shave a cat and the mouse.
And then like
Nice.
the spoon will just kind of sit
Oh wow.
on the
Oh.
side of the thing. It's like super cute.
Or that's super cute.
And who is my Santa?
That was me.
Oh, so
But
you
process
were
of the
contacted by the Sacred Santa trying to
That's right.
verify the address.
Yeah, because I couldn't figure it out. So I was like, all right, I'm going to pretend that I'm the, you know what it was? Because Justin was hitting me up about Andreas, about trying to figure out how the hell to ship this stuff over there to, Underland or whatever it was.
Denmark. Okay, I live in Europe.
It's 2 syllables, man. Come on.
I live in Europe, in Denmark. It's where everyone in America came from. Europe, pretty much.
Yeah.
Like, you
But
all
that
started
sounds
here.
like, well, I'll just do the same thing, but I'll just be a one-man inquisitor.
Nice.
There's supposed to be
And
a
it's-
second thing too, actually, Alex, but I don't know if it might have come in a separate package.
Oh, I didn't look far enough. It's a book, How to Tell If Your Cat is Plotting to Kill You.
Is
There
it
you
one
go.
page and it just says it is?
That the oatmeal?
It's just 400 pages of it saying yes, yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Do you actually have a cat, Alex?
I don't.
Well, that's next on the list then.
Well, you'll be ready. You'll be ready when you get one.
You better get
Prepared.
1 day, 1 hour shipping if you ship her a cat. I'm just saying. So.
Hey,
Okay.
FedEx and UPS will ship animals.
Right.
I just flipped to this
Wait,
page.
wait, wait.
How to Tell If Your Cat is a Raging Homosexual.
That doesn't seem politically correct.
Oh, this is great.
I believe that was written by the guy who does the webcomic The Oatmeal.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's got
yeah.
a sticker at the top.
That
Lot
did look
of-
like his art style.
A lot of webcomic gifts this year.
Yeah,
All right,
awesome.
silent happiness.
Everybody has good
Casey
taste.
So that's the Santa-ing. That's done. What do we do for the rest of the 50 minutes of this special?
So who here hated the new Star Wars?
Really?
I haven't
Has
seen it
anyone
yet.
not seen it?
So yeah,
I
I
have
have
not
not
seen
seen
it.
it.
And I
Okay,
do not want to see it.
I want to see it.
And tell her why she's wrong. And Andreas, dude, seriously, I should have shipped you movie tickets. Is what I should have done. Like, damn.
Actually, it's because there's only one. I only know of one theater that has like seats I find comfortable in one of their things, and they haven't started showing it in that one yet, because it's like the small one, and they start doing that when it's like almost done. Like, okay, we're switching out the big screen to the new movie, and then they
Ouch.
put it in the small one.
Yeah.
I'm kind of waiting for that. I will see it.
But if you're looking for sort of a fun, just popcorn movie, the new Jumanji is pretty funny.
Looks
Nice.
fun.
Is it? I was hoping that was going to be good.
Yeah, I mean it's nothing like the original because the original is all like super dark, and this one is just really funny.
Is
Like,
it?
it's
I
just-
was hoping.
It's just super goofy, and because The Rock is awesome.
Right, and then they have Jack Black and Kevin Hart. Those people are funny too.
Right.
Jack Black playing the prissy teenager really works.
Is it
Like
funny?
he's so hit and miss, but he is full on hit in this movie. Like he might be the best part of the entire movie, which is saying something.
Nice.
Yeah.
But yeah, we went and saw that last weekend, and it's worth watching. I think. Like I said, it's a popcorn flick. It's like turn
Right.
off your brain, just enjoy it.
So without any spoilers, what did y'all think of Star Wars, Jacob?
Oh, it's goddamn awful.
Terrible.
All right.
Did you? So I'm taking it you only saw it the one time.
Only seen it once.
Why
so
is
far.
everybody saying you got to see it twice?
Because so I did this, right? So my situation was we did my kid's birthday party and we were really busy opening weekend, but
Mhm.
we got done early, and a bunch of friends are like, oh, by the way, we spontaneously put together a thing. We're going to go to the one movie theater in Utah that also serves alcohol. So Brewvies, kind of national news if you've heard of it. But so we basically threw it together. The wife is like, well, the kid and I are wiped out. We're just going to go home and sleep anyway. So I went and saw Star Wars, and I thought it was okay, right? Like I watched it. It's a good popcorn flick. Like it has bad parts. It has good parts, that sort of thing. Like, come on, dude, the ending fight is perfect, for anything. And so then I had to go watch it with the wife, which we did this last Wednesday, I think. And I sat down, and there was one continuity thing that I thought where it was like one guy didn't seem to know a thing that he was like the key guy in charge of knowing. And it was like, so wait a minute, what am I missing here? And so it was a tiny little detail. But other than that, like none of my real concerns the first time around bore through. And
I really like the decisions they made. I just thought I thought the movie was bad. Like I
Sure.
like the direction they're taking Star Wars. It was just a bad movie in my opinion. But it sets up for a very good third movie.
Okay. Well, we'll have to talk about details where we're not going to ruin Christmas for
Right.
some people, but because one of my key measuring sticks these days, especially with the reboots and the Abrams and all this other stuff, is that I want the movies to be at least internally consistent, and then they can have maybe like one big gimme, right? Like you can be like, okay, maybe the Enterprise can be underwater, but the rest of this is bullshit, if we're going to go back to Into Darkness, right? Like the cold fusion bomb, like in the first 5 minutes, I'm like, that's not how cold fusion works. And I know I'm a nerd, but come on, like Star Trek, I don't think would have made those changes. Whereas like The Last Jedi, I felt like, so the second time, I definitely feel like Rian Johnson was making a good movie and then was just like, that's somebody else's problem down the line. And a lot of his interviews kind of reflect that. But it was a good movie, and so some of the things that he did were just for the drama, and he has no fucking idea what it means to the rest of the universe. That's Abrams' problem with the third movie, or that's somebody else's problem
And I
downstream.
think
So,
another issue, now that I've had a couple weeks to reflect on it, it was about 20 to 30 minutes too long. If it was because it was like 2 hours and 40 minutes. If it had been like at that 2:15 mark, it would have been just a much tighter movie. There's just way too much just meandering in that
Right.
movie.
Yeah. So have you read? So my other thing is like, have you read any of the interviews with?
Nope.
Okay.
No, I went full media blackout for this one.
No. And I did it afterwards, but there were some things that I had problems with that when I read his interview and understood his reasoning, that it helped. So I'm not going to tell people like that they shouldn't hate it. I'm just saying like these things helped me get past the because as I told my brother, like it feels like there were really three camps in this movie. You fucking hated it, you loved it, or you were kind of about it. And so if you loved it, you're going to love it. If you hated it, you're probably going to hate it. But definitely seeing it the second time, I felt like was better because you don't go in with your expectations. You kind of get past some of the distractions and the details and catch some other stuff that was going on, but that was my experience with it. So.
Yeah, since everyone here hasn't seen it, I won't go into like some of my more specific reasons for hating it, but I did not enjoy it at all.
Right.
Like I almost left. Like it was that bad for me. I almost left in the middle.
And Into Darkness was one of those where it's like if I didn't have a friend on the other side of me who was pretty much like, hold me back, get me back in my seat. That was one of like two movies that I would have walked out of in the theater. Because like I
actually quite enjoyed Into Darkness, like as a movie. I thought it was all right. I mean, I didn't think it was very Star Trek-y, but I thought it was a good movie.
Right. So my main thing with Into Darkness, and this might be the one where I'm like, I just don't want to know about movies anymore. This might have been the one that solidified like getting off of spoilers. But for a year, Abrams was going on interviews and fans everywhere are like, so you're kind of rebooting the series, but there's an obvious place to do a whole Wrath of Khan bit here because technically we're still following the same timeline, just a little bit to the left. It's like they're still at the same point in their careers in Starfleet. XYZ is still happening, all this other stuff. So it'd be really cool to see an updated Wrath of Khan. And he's like, we're not doing Wrath of Khan. We're not doing Wrath of Khan. There's no way we're not even close to doing Wrath of Khan. And so as soon as the guy is like, my name's not whatever, like I can't even remember what his alias was. And I'm like, don't do it. I'm just in my seat. I'm like, don't fucking do it. And then he's like, my name is Khan. And I'm like, get me out. I'm hitting the eject button. Give me a fucking break.
Come on. We saw it being Khan from a mile. I mean, that was like the worst kept secret. Like you watch the trailer and you're like, yep, that's Khan.
Right, exactly. No, and I get it, but to fucking lie to you to your face, like it's like the kid's got his hand in the cookie jar and be like, I don't have a cookie. Like your fucking hand is in the jar. Don't lie to me. Like 2-year-olds lie like that, not fucking Hollywood blockbuster.
All over face, chocolate on fingers.
Right.
I didn't mean any cookie.
Right. Like Khan is all over your face, dude. So
I didn't have a lot of expectations for the newest Star Trek, but I did really enjoy the newest Star Trek movie. But Beyond,
yeah, and they did bring it around. Like Beyond is a pretty good movie.
Music part.
I didn't expect a lot because it was the Fast and Furious director. I like that.
Yeah, what do you mean?
Furious movies, but those don't seem like a good connection between franchises. So
they're great.
Puppy.
No,
don't
are terrible, but they're a fun terrible.
No, Jacob, you're wrong. They are wonderful movies, and I have cried during at least the last 4 because they're beautiful stories. That is crazy. Obviously, a supercar can drive from building to building in Dubai. Obviously,
that
just drive fast enough
to me.
Totally fine.
You cried. And it wasn't just because what's his face was on there and that was sad, but like other reasons.
Why is no one paying attention that Ryan has a puppy?
Well, he doesn't.
Guinea pigs.
Yeah, but you don't have him on camera right now. He did.
Yeah. One of them's sick, I think, and it's sad.
Oh, that is sad. Now I'm sad.
I can show you pictures of my guinea pigs. They're upstairs in the warm because it's definitely cold as fuck down here.
Should have wine told you.
Right. Luckily, that's the idea. So, Okay, so now that you've derailed us from Star
Sorry.
Trek and Star Wars for Puppy, that is
Hey.
no longer on the camera.
Hey,
Hey,
puppy, what's
I had to
important?
take. Don't well,
See, look, guinea
It had to
pig.
go-
Wait,
Super
it
cute.
just woke up, and you know how puppies are. When they wake up, you got to take them outside.
right.
You don't
Or
have.
put them on your shoulder, you know. So
Well, I did that. and then-
yeah. Like, wait a minute.
So she can join us later.
Yay!
But that's part of my Christmas. We got a golden retriever.
Oh boy.
Did anybody else get anything cool for Christmas?
I got Samurai Jack on Blu-ray.
Your dice tower is amazing, bro.
Yeah, it's like a custom dice tower. It's
Very
very cool. And it's really cool because it's all magnetic, so it shrinks down into a box that has its own like strap, so you can carry it around and stuff.
Whenever I watch Critical Role, I'm so jealous of their gear.
Right. Of their minis
Their
and their
minis
maps.
and gear, and I was just like, oh.
Whoever draws their maps must spend a lot of time.
That's Matthew. He draws them.
He does it for them. Wow.
That's
I
pretty
would
much
have an
all
intern.
all
I would
the
have an
medium
intern
things.
doing that shit.
Yeah, the dice tower I got is from Wormwood Gaming.
I think that's who sponsors Critical Role with their gear, their dice towers and stuff.
I got a new chair. A new gaming
Nice.
chair. Well, it's not really a gaming chair. It's more like an office chair. But it's nice. My last one didn't have
I got money. I'm thinking about buying a chair.
Hmm.
I'll be chair or graphics card.
That is
Tough
a
choice.
decision.
Yeah. Do you want to be comfortable and look at not as good graphics, or look at something amazing from the floor? So,
My chair works. It's just not that comfortable.
Yeah, some of these dice towers you can spend like $500 on. It's pretty crazy.
That's
holy
excessive.
shit! Right.
But because they have like all these different types of actually their most expensive dice tower is $685. But because they have all these different like
better
specialty
always-
woods.
Right.
Yeah, but it better always fucking roll a 20 for something like that. Like, what's the ritual magic involved with that? Like, it goes back to the thing, like, even if I won the lottery and had effectively unlimited money, I would not buy that thing because, like, what the
Right.
hell?
Well, it's handcrafted. It takes a lot of time, and people have to be paid for time.
Yeah,
Oh,
there are
yeah,
that's why.
certain woods in this world that are very expensive.
Right.
And I
And that's
get
the
that.
I just linked I got the Peruvian walnut one from the wife. Yeah, people are like, oh, they make gemstone dice. I'm like, wow, that just sounds really expensive.
Right.
Yeah.
Woof.
You
Yeah,
mean
you-
like a dice made out of sapphire?
Yeah, like I'm looking at some amethyst dice right now. It's $85 for a set.
Wow.
See, and I'd probably do that before the metal ones because my thing with the metal dice is I'm always afraid of like breaking something with them.
They're so
They're
fucking
heavy.
heavy.
They're
Yeah.
too heavy.
And sharp. Like those are literally caltrops. They just carve numbers into them, So for the D4s.
Oh man, D4s.
Yeah.
I stepped on one of those. One of those.
Did you die? Like,
Way
I
past.
hate
Legos.
D4s.
It is
I
way
hate
past Legos.
rolling with them. I hate the way they look. I hate everything about D4s.
Yeah, I don't like the way they roll either.
I tell my players it's fine. Can you just please use like a random roll website when you roll D4s if you want? Like, I don't believe D4s can roll anything like reasonable. They're just terrible, terrible dice.
Now, if you're looking for just like stone, there's some pretty good, just like stone dice sets for like $50,
Mhm.
like obsidian and that kind of stuff. So it's not as bad.
Obsidian isn't like glass. Obsidian is like a stone, but I always think about like obsidian glass kind of. It breaks easy or something.
Yeah, it's a soft stone.
Here you go. Here's one for you as well there, Andreas. So there's a place, so the dice shop online, and they do like crystal shaped dice and stuff like that. So I know it's a thing, but it's like if you hate the caltrops, then maybe you can get the ones that just like roll on their sides and
Yeah, my wife has a
Actually
set
rolls.
of these that are they're funky shaped.
right.
Right, those looks like they might actually roll when you roll with them.
I hate them. They're hard to read. I don't know how she uses them.
Hmm.
But I mean, like when people use D4, I'm like, use a website or use like a cup to shake it in.
Right.
Because like they just don't roll.
Yeah, and see, and it's a habit I picked up from my dad, where it's like you just roll dice in the air, and you try and control the bounce afterwards, like make sure it doesn't fall off the table and shit. But yeah, especially D4s, like you've got to get them airborne for them to actually, because they got to bounce and they got to tumble in the air.
Dice towers are good for that too, though.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, dice towers are good for that. Specifically, that it's kind of like having like a cup, it's just more fancy. Like, rolls.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, the nice thing about at least most dice towers is they have that tray, so you don't have to like worry about things like flying everywhere. You can just like dump a crap ton of dice in there and it comes out.
I'm sure we got like 20 dice under the sofa in the living room or something.
Search through your sofa for loose dice instead of change.
Yeah, and for Christmas, Ryan got me 20 sets of dice, and then because I didn't know they were coming, I bought 5 additional sets. So half, I've got 25 sets of dice.
Nice.
I don't think I'll need any for a while. Or
So then you start playing like Warhammer 40k, and you get themed dice for all your armies.
Pass.
Right. Yeah, it's turning into that for me, for my characters, actually, because one of our DMs has started doing that as a nice little cheap gift for like $7-10, whatever. She'll go to the hobby shop and get some dice, and it's like, oh, this is like your character in my current campaign, and so now I've got character themed dice, which don't do that in D&D because I create characters like a mofo. Like I will where they do too much popcorn and the house explodes. That's going to be me and dice. Like, like holy shit.
What movie was that with the geeks?
Real Science.
Yeah.
Science.
Or
speaking of movies and D&D, I wonder if there will ever be a good D&D movie. Like they made
There's
like
a
one
new one coming out though.
right?
Yeah, they're making a new one.
Oh, I got a more important question. When is the next Dresden Files coming out? Did he just stop
Summer.
writing the book?
Really? Are you going to do this to us now? Like, seriously?
Okay, so
Director, go for it.
Okay, so we know Briefcases is coming out June 5th, and hopefully Peace Talks comes out about 8 weeks after.
So, Briefcases has an actual pre-order and release date on Amazon, whereas we were told that it's like 8 weeks later. Peace
8
Talks.
weeks after.
I would have him, and he usually doesn't say it unless he's like pretty sure.
No, I know, and I mean it means he's probably at least turned it in or very close to have turning it in at the time, which that was still like a month ago, right? So theoretically it's in, and once the publisher does all their shenanigans and all the other unforeseen Murphy-esque bullshit happens, then Amazon will put up a pre-order. But yay! By next summer, we'll have new material to talk about on the podcast.
It's been
to make it today.
It's been so long. It's
been about.
I don't
3
care
years.
for all the people who say, "Oh, the authors are people too." Blah 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 blah. I get it. I understand.
But this is your job. Do your
But
damn
like,
job.
come on, like you've kind of gotten me used to a book a year for like I don't know the last 6 years or something,
Right.
and then all of a sudden 3 years pass, and I'm just like, this is not cool.
Well, if he's able to pull off what he says that he wants to pull off, then we're going to get 2 books a year for the foreseeable future. So he's just not allowed to move again. That's the main thing.
Never ever move again, please.
Or if he does move, then he's not allowed to like custom buy a house. He's just going to have to live in a trailer somewhere. Like, just tow it with you, bro. It's all ready to go. Like,
it's not just that he bought a house; he's having a house built for him.
Right.
And that's such a pain in the ass, especially if it's a straight custom. Like my parents have done that twice, and the amount of decisions you have to make is
They
just.
didn't learn the first time.
Well, they needed special shit because at the time they had a lot of kids at home.
She didn't custom build the first one in Tomball?
No, they did. Timber Green, yeah, but there was
in
like
Oklahoma, and then now again. That's 3, right?
Well, but I mean, they built it, but the one they built in Fort Worth is one of those like developer ones where they have like select the floor plan, select like 4 or 5 different option levels, that kind of thing. So it's not like everything.
Right. So did anybody else get anything really cool or interesting for Christmas?
I really only got money.
It's not terrible.
Great, actually,
Last
because
time.
I can actually buy some stuff I really need.
I gave my brother some Litecoin for his birthday, and then they spiked.
Oh, nice.
That was good for him.
How much did they spend?
They were up to like almost 400 at one point, but they've gone back down to 200.
Hmm.
How much
But-
were they when you got him for him?
Like, I don't remember, like 120 or 190, something like that.
Nice.
Still made bank.
I
we
got
still
my
made money.
wife a new laptop, so
Nice.
it's
Nice.
Awesome.
it's got a what is it, the was it 580, like yeah, the RX 580 with 8 gigs of RAM in the laptop.
Nice.
Yeah, it's a beast.
Right. Yeah, that's pretty sweet.
Yeah, it was another one of those like really good open box deals from Best Buy.
You can get lucky with those stores sometimes. Like I heard. I mean, we don't really have stores like that here, so you know.
Well, the nice thing about Best Buy in particular is they'll negotiate on the open box items. Like I negotiate a TV about $500 off the listed open box price. But you just gotta be like, look, I'll do it right now if you do this, and they'll more often than not,
Open box is that like it's been shown in store or something.
or
If it's a display
return,
or
or
returned.
Yeah.
or someone bought it and then couldn't pay for it or whatnot. But I mean, you can always, especially with like Best Buy, you can still buy the warranty for it. So if it goes bad, you can get a brand new one. But like on our TV, it said it didn't have the stands and it didn't have the remote. So we bought all that stuff for it. We opened up the box, had the stands and the remote in it, so we just returned it. Like brand new, our TV listed for like $2,300 and we got it for $11.
Wow.
Nice.
And I wish I could go and do that. Why don't we have that?
It's kind of what eBay is for, right?
Because you live in Wonderland instead of, or whatever J. Ray called it, instead of America. So
That's what it is.
I mean, all in all, I'm pretty happy I live here in North America. So
Fine, if you don't want your president to be a Cheeto.
and cheap TVs, apparently. Gotta have standards, man. We don't need all that socialist,
I just like
taking care of our bodies, taking
I
care
just
of our
like
mind.
my country's leader to be, coherent.
Don't you have a monarchy?
Money. We have a king and queen. No, we have a queen, yeah. But
I didn't vote for him.
But they don't. They're symbolic. They don't get to say anything. They have no say.
It's kind of like the UK with their king and queen.
Except, like, at the end of the day, if they dissolve the monarchy, she still owns half the country, right? So there's
In
that.
England, yeah, they own the land. Here, it's like not the same.
Right.
They have
Figurehead.
estates. They do have some land they own, but not a lot. They have some castles and stuff that's like part of the crown.
Well, to be
But
fair,
other
there's
than
not
that,
that much
no.
land in Denmark. Come on.
I mean, if you got to be rude about it.
I had bought myself a Google Home for Black Friday, and then my brother got me a Google Home Mini for Christmas.
Nice.
And I only live in a 1-bedroom apartment, so it's really great because now I don't have to email the CIA every week.
Right.
They just know wherever I'm at,
That's why you're incognito today. So
Exactly. So I only have to text them when I'm on the toilet because that's the one room that's not being monitored. Everything else
You
does.
can't put the Google Mini in there.
I could, but I'd have to move it around, so it's a little difficult. But I mean, it's great because I have a Chromecast TV, I have a Chromecast in a TV, I've got these 2 speakers, and I'm just like, I have to do nothing for myself. I just sit in the dark and I'd be, hey Google, play cat videos. Boom. It's up there. I'm actually surprised it's not doing it in my bedroom right now. But
That would've-
yeah, no, it's great. people are always concerned about giving away their privacy and stuff like that. I'm like, let them. I mean, if it's going to make me not have to pick up a remote, that's fine. I think that's a fair trade.
Well, the way I figure it is that I'm already tapping into my cell phone, or
Yeah.
all my laptops or whatever. So what's
This is
another 2 speakers?
This
One
is
time-
a defensive obfuscation. We're just going to send so much information; it's hard to sift through.
Right.
Exactly. They just won't be able
So-
to decipher what's
Like,
important.
There's an automated data center that I drive past twice a day on my way to and from work. That's where they're keeping all of that. Supposedly it can run with as few as 20 people and hold like more information than you have a number for. So, but
That's where it is. Great. So if I'd be like, hey, what did I ask last Thursday? I'll just shoot those guys a message.
right.
Like you have an argument with your girlfriend about something, and he's like, you know what? We'll ask the CIA. They recorded it.
Trust me, even the CIA is not getting in the middle of that one. So
He's like, no, buddy, we're not. Nah.
whatever she
Not
says,
you.
boss. Yeah. It's the government's policy to take her side. So
What surprised me about having we have the Amazon ones, but like how quickly I started using it and like how just normal part of life it became for me. Like I walked in, like I was staying in a hotel when we were traveling for Thanksgiving, and 2 or 3 times I'd walk in, I was like, Alexa, and I realized there was no Alexa to turn on the lights because I got so used to just be able to walk in my house and telling Alexa to turn on all my lights.
Which is best, the Google or the?
I think the Alexa is connected to a lot more things. The Google one is a little bit more kind of in its early stages or whatever.
Yeah,
but
'cause, I mean, Alexa, the Echo's been out for like 3 years now. It's been out for a lot
for
longer.
for a stretch. Yeah. I mean, I have an Android phone, and it's the same trigger word though to turn on my phone's assistant. So I can be in the car and say the same thing. So I'm like, I mean, honestly, I do nothing. I'm just, am, someone at work says, hey, can you update this Excel? And I'm just like, hey, Google.
yeah, right. Update the Excel.
Do this
I
in
was-
Google Sheets, please.
I was thinking how disappointing it would be because I would come home, or like you said, I could find myself in a dark room that doesn't have one of these, but I would have to. So I think Alexa, at least you can say computer instead, so you can get the whole Star Trek experience. And then I'll just be disappointed my house isn't going at warp speed right now. Like, God damn it, we're still on Earth, aren't we? So
You can call it Alexa, Echo, or computer.
right.
You actually get the Star Trek voice for Alexa or Google, because that would be great.
I'd be surprised if there wasn't a mod, if it wasn't all like even it downloadable or something. So, but it'd be
I'm gonna go caption Janeway up in here if I can do that.
like, can you say main screen on, and then your TV comes on, and then computer lights.
And yes, Janeway is probably my favorite captain, so shoot me.
I wouldn't be
No,
surprised if
I'm with you.
Google's AI could do that eventually.
Yeah, I mean, they're always building
Smart.
on it. Yeah, I mean, that's what's creepy about it. Those when we first got our puppy in the summer, I was eating a banana because I kept getting leg cramps and I needed the potassium. So please, everybody, make a note of that in case I quiz you later. So the dog wanted the banana, and I was like, I don't know if dogs can eat bananas. Animals can't eat weird shit. So I had asked my girlfriend if she wasn't sure. So I go to my phone and I wrote "can," and the autofill was "dogs eat bananas," and I was like, "What the fuck is happening?" And I didn't have I didn't have any smart shit going on then. So,
All right. So
it's just-
apparently, you could set it up for like weather, news, or other stuff. If you say Alexa damage report, it'll like give you all your personal info. And if you want sound effects from the original series, you can go Alexa red alert, beam me up, or fire photon torpedoes.
Right. I just saw a list of them. Like, there's one that's like Star Trek auto destruct sequence. So
It wipes all the information and locks the passwords.
That's funny. Yeah, I because I could name all the devices on my Chrome stuff, so they're all named after droids from Star Wars.
nice.
Nice.
So I'll be like, play cat videos on BB-8, or bring up Netflix on R2D2. The one I talk to mostly is C-3PO, and the new one is K2SO.
Right.
Nice. We
I can't
we have
move
a,
into a larger place because I don't know any more important droids from the main movies. So I'm
Where's
kind of
Kato
stuck.
something from?
yeah,
Rogue One.
we have a Nito, one of those robot vacuums.
Oh yeah.
So when I
yeah.
was setting it up, sort of as a joke, I just called it Gypsy Danger from Pacific Rim. And
Nice.
so it works with Alexa. So I was like, Alexa, tell Nito to pause. And it's like telling Gypsy Danger to pause. I'm like, oh, that's so cool. I actually read
That's
the name
awesome.
off.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's great. You guys were talking about smart bulbs before we hopped on, and because I know there are some too that they'll use an app on your phone that'll monitor sounds, and then they'll change the lighting based on the sound from your TV to give it like a similar vibe as to what you're watching.
Yeah.
And I think even some programs have bought into that particular brand, whatever it is. So like you could watch their episodes and the lighting will reflect the lighting that is in the scene based on what it hears on the microphone. I mean, it's messed up.
Yeah,
Like
I
they're
think
outside
that's,
and it's all blue.
I
and
want to
the
say
whole
it's
world will be blue.
the Philips bulbs that do that.
Yeah, that sounds right.
They're sort of the smart bulb leader right now.
Yeah, the white ones are pretty cheap. If you just get white ones for dimming purposes, they're like $15 a bulb. But yeah, if you want the color ones, they're like $50 a pop.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Why I went with the switches, because it was $50 for a switch instead of $15 for a light bulb.
That's your homeowner life, man. You could make those choices. I live in an apartment, so I have to spend thousands of dollars on light bulbs so that when I'm sitting on the toilet, second reference, I could have it like a calming purple. Alex almost spit her water all over her. Yeah, I'm in there. I'm like, okay, Google, lavender, please. Everything's all nice and stuff.
That guy made a video about how Facebook ads are straight up just listening to what you're talking about at all times.
Yeah, we because I do website marketing and stuff, and the way you could target that stuff is suspicious.
Yeah, it was like they never Googled cat litter, I think is what he said, and then like they just talked about it around the phone, and then like a week later or something, Facebook was like, "Would you like to buy cat litter?"
Yeah. And then you take a whiff in the air. You're like, yeah, I guess it's time to change those litter boxes. So, all right.
Actually, on newer phones, that comes with a smell-o-vision.
Yeah.
You just don't know yet that it's in there. They're like, oh, he needs cat litter. He needs cat litter. Like,
yeah. I think the worst thing about like the ability for internet entities to track you with marketing materials is that sometimes, you make one mistake. I clicked one accidental thing on Amazon. I didn't mean to look at teapots while I was looking for this catalog, but I clicked on a teapot. Now Facebook thinks I love teapots. For the next 2 weeks, it's going to be teapots. It's like, how much pornographic content do I have to consume to get the teapots out of my face so that it keeps telling me that there are sexy singles available? I don't know. And it's looking suspicious. I'm trying to watch Netflix with my girlfriend, and then she's like, "What are you looking at?" I'm like, "I'm trying to fix my ad stuff here." It's terrible.
I'm trying to get rid of the teapots because the teapots is worse than the porn results.
No, exactly. I'm at work trying to update my Facebook and stuff, and my boss is over my shoulder, and she's like, "What are you looking at? Teapots?" And I'm like, "No, it's porn. It's porn. I swear."
I swear, I'm trying to look at porn. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's the rough part. I don't mind them trying to answer my dog questions, but stop showing me teapots for God's sakes.
Well, you also got to be careful, especially at Amazon. Like if you're looking for a gift for your significant other, because they'll say, "Well, you search for this, you might also like this." Like, okay, I'll tell my wife, she's like, "Okay, you cannot get on Amazon for the next 2 weeks."
Right?
Why? Don't ask.
Well, sometimes too, because we one of the things my company does is we sell on Amazon also. So sometimes I'm accidentally signed in as our seller account or whatever. So I'm like, for too long before I realized you could delete your history on Amazon, it was just fidget spinners all over the place. I was like, oh, that fidget spinner is real cool. That's the Batman
Well,
logo.
at least you weren't like looking at, adult activity accessories.
Because I got them all. I don't need more, Fidget spinners, those are collectibles. The other stuff, that's you use it and throw it
Fidget
out.
spinners are the new Pogs.
Yeah. That's what I'm waiting for. All of these 90s revivals. Pogs, why aren't they coming back? Jacob.
I need the wide leg jeans. That's what we need to bring back.
Ooh.
Skater shoes. I need some DCs.
Yeah, I still
Skater
got my
shoes,
soaps.
those haven't gone away if you just keep buying them, even though people scoff at you when you walk around the mall. Like, what are those, Airwalks? I'm like, yup.
And they're awesome.
I walk on air.
Yeah, one day I was a little inebriated, like surfing around the internet, and I found like a pair of brand new soaps. I was like, "Oh, in my size, like buy." Like, they got shipped from the UK, and you could tell they've been sitting in some warehouse for a decade or more because they were just dusty and everything. But wiped them up, look brand new.
You know, let me tell you what's tough about being a tall guy and cool shoes existing out in the world. One, I never owned Heelys. I was as soon as they were out, I was too tall for them. Everybody would see the rolling 6-foot giant in middle school, being like, "That's weird." Never had LA lights. Similar reason, because it looked like spaceships were emerging from the ground, which doesn't make sense. Space, but yeah, always very
How
boring
tall are
shoes.
you in European units?
In European units.
We didn't download the app to translate from freedom units to
I was
common
going to say,
units,
hey,
so-
Google.
right.
Hey, ask Google, how many are your feet in centimeter? I have no idea.
Let's see. Hey, Google, translate my height. That's a weird way to phrase that question, and you're a computer. Why would you be able to answer that?
I'm like, does it have? It has a profile on you. It knows how tall you are, right? So you program that shit in.
Let's see. Hey,
It's
Google,
got to scan you. Stand
what
up.
is 6'3" in metric? Is that what your measuring unit's called, Denmark?
Yeah, meters and centimeters.
Oh, you said it right this time.
I did.
Joke's over. Now we know he knows.
Yeah, it's over. Now I know what Denmark is.
So how
I
many
can't
Denmark's
figure this
tall
out.
are you?
190.5 centimeters.
How many centimeters?
How long? What?
180.5.
There you go.
That's
Did you say 90?
190.5.
190. Okay, you're 10 centimeters taller.
Boom.
That doesn't really help me.
Take that to the bank.
Yeah, see, what's funny is like, great, I know you're 10 centimeters taller than you, so how much fucking taller are you than me?
I don't know how much that is in feet.
That's about like 4 inches roughly, because it's 2.54 centimeters in 1 inch or something.
Exactly what I was going to say. Thank you.
I paid attention in middle school, apparently. I don't know why I know that anymore.
Middle school was so long ago.
Oh, you're
I know,
right.
it's a
It's
lot longer
exactly
ago for me than it was for
2.54.
you, so. Oh, man.
So today I learned I'm 14.6 stone heavy. So
There you go.
I don't know what stone is.
That's the other common.
See,
unit,
that's
so.
England, not
Right.
Europe.
right.
Are they not the same? Just kidding.
Yeah.
Uh,
Apparently, they
What
use
about-
the same Amazon, so if that counts for anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's because
Yeah.
they're part of the European Union, but they have different measurements there. They also use like weird things, imperial shit.
Right.
You kind of took over as well for some reason. You're like, we're free, but we're going to use the exact same system. That doesn't make.
Oh,
any
we
sense.
got rid of stones and guineas and a whole bunch of other bullshit.
Did
Did
So.
you know that there was a law in the 1980s that is like the U.S. should use the metric system, and they
Yeah.
like started doing it in schools, and then they stopped again, but they never stopped the law. So
Right. And
That's
like
the thing.
prohibition, it was a huge fucking mistake, and we're sorry, okay? So,
maybe you should change the law then.
there's a
That's
lot
really
of,
easy to do.
there's a
That's
lot
a
of
good
weird
point.
shit
Thanks,
on the
man.
law books. I'm gonna get you some lists if you think that's the one that we should change. Like, so I think Utah's my favorite law for Utah that's on the books is that you are not allowed to go whaling in Utah, which is great because it's a landlocked state with there is a big lake in it that's 4 times the salt concentration of the ocean. So I'm pretty sure the whales aren't living there either, but there's history on why that's on the books. But like, yeah, we're going to worry about the metric system still on the books, but
Yeah.
we'll leave the whaling shit.
living in
Yeah.
living in Pennsylvania, since it's one of the older states, there's so many weird laws that have been on the books since like 1805 or
Right.
earlier.
Well, in some of the Midwestern and Eastern states, there's one that's like you're not allowed to have like pie a la mode on Sunday.
Yeah.
and some weird
Well,
shit
I'll
like
have
that.
pie a la mode whenever the fuck I want. Okay, there's I pie, and that's just how that is.
I'm not saying that we're less free because the
American
law's on the
savages.
books, but clearly we don't give a fuck. So, like,
It's actually pie is not that common. Like it's way more common in the U.S. I think to like eat pie. It's not
So
so
what do
common
you
here.
eat?
Mostly like if you eat like at what occasion?
Cake.
Yeah, cake, I guess. What are you thinking? It's like when do you eat pie mostly?
The
Is it on
holidays.
occasions, or are you just like, okay, I'm just gonna eat some pie?
When it's in
Yes.
front of me.
It's whenever
Right.
the fuck we want.
Whenever
Yeah,
you're at a
right.
diner.
It's America,
Trader
bro.
Joe's.
Yeah,
5
go to a
days.
diner.
Denmark doesn't have diners, according to Andreas.
Yeah, we don't
Right.
really have diners, not in the way that you have.
Yeah, you don't go on road trips. You go an hour down the road, and you're on the other side of the country. Like,
I can
there's
drive.
no-
I can drive to Germany in like 2 hours 30 minutes or something.
right. Like
I
there's
could drive
there's
to
Actually,
no
no,
another
it's
part
state
of-
in 2 hours and 30 minutes.
Yeah, I was gonna say
exactly like it. Okay, barely from where I am, I could get to Nevada in 2.5 hours. But yeah, like we can't leave our state practically, let alone visit another country. So road culture is kind of a thing here.
Let's just
Yeah,
have him
especially in
show
the
off the
lab.
puppy. Let's see, big screen puppy,
Puppy.
please.
How do I do big screen?
You
I
have
did
to
it.
talk.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm talking. That's me.
Wow, that is an adorable
Say
puppy.
hi, Dakota.
Dakota, what an awesome dog name.
And a state. Or
What
2
race?
states.
What race is this
Yeah.
dog?
It's an okay
All I
state
see-
name. Great
All I
dog
see
name.
is fluffy,
What race
adorable.
is this dog? I think it's Portuguese dog.
Puerto Rican,
Yeah.
What,
Filipino.
okay, sorry, what breed?
Golden retriever.
Okay, so a Labrador.
A golden retriever.
So a Labrador, basically.
No.
Or basically.
Labs are different.
Because there's a Labrador Retriever also. That's a different
Yeah.
breed, though.
Yeah, they're
They're
completely different.
short-haired and they're bigger and they like water more than golden retrievers. Even though golden retrievers are good at water too.
I was gonna say, like, I thought golden retrievers are water dogs too.
Yeah, I guess they are. They're like duck dogs.
One's got the finned feet then, and the other one.
I don't know.
No.
Let's see if she's got a. No, she's got web feet too. So you're a water dog.
That's good for you to know because when he throws you in the water during the summer and you don't know what the hell's going on, so
She's a good dog though.
So
Yeah.
you know you're a water dog, and you better be prepared for what's coming.
She likes mud puddles. I'll tell you that.
Water.
Let her outside in the rain, and she came back like brown, black, covered in mud.
nice.
She hated that
Like-
bath. Oh,
You like buy, puppies, or just like you have dogs and you got puppies.
no, we bought this one because we had 3 dogs, but they got ran over by a train.
Oh,
Yeah, all at once. So we lost all 3 dogs. So we got this one.
All at once.
Yeah,
that's crazy, dude.
that's terrible luck.
How does that even happen?
They're all on the train tracks. We live maybe 300 yards from the train tracks. And then if you go down maybe half a mile on the train tracks, there's a big train bridge.
Mm.
And it's
Oh,
400 or 500 yards long. And we think they were sniffing down a coyote that had already gotten ran over.
hmm.
And I don't know what it is about animals, but if they get caught on a train track and a train panics them, they run inside the tracks. They don't ever want
Wow.
to jump over. It's just a thing that animals do. Cows, coyotes, deer, dogs. So
Probably the vibration or something. That's crazy.
yeah, I don't
It's
know.
probably really loud to them.
Yeah, and then the way the tracks lined up, I think they just peripheral vision. They just run down the track.
Right.
So anyway, but yeah, we got a new puppy, so everybody's happy. And she's so sweet.
Yay.
She's really good. The only problem is the I think we got her too young, and she bites a lot.
How old is she?
Ooh.
We got her when she was like 7, 6 and a half, 7 weeks.
7
And they
weeks.
say the earliest you should get a golden retriever is like 8 weeks.
I would say
7
that's,
weeks is
it's
pop-
actually illegal here to give away a puppy too early.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure these were the most up and up people.
Look, it's probably illegal here too, but we fucking don't care because it's America.
You
so-
don't get it, bro.
Yeah,
we get
like,
our
this is the
puppies
third
and we get our
time.
pies from the same place.
And
Some
the
dude
Metro
under a
stuff
bridge
is
with a
illegal
trench
here,
coat.
but we didn't give a shit about that either. So, like, look at the Cheeto. So if you're not sure where our priorities are, look at the Cheeto.
Oh man.
So Ryan, it just sounds like you're not biting her enough. I mean, that's my thing.
Oh,
That's what
I
it
need
is.
it's tit for tat.
Well,
I need
He's
a
got a-
bite here.
You gotta flicker,
Yeah.
flicker on the nose.
yeah, exactly.
She doesn't
does-
respond to that. She thinks you're playing.
since
It's like, well, I don't
we're,
want to flick her hard enough that it actually hurts. That's
I would actually just scream, like if she bites you and then you're really loud, it'll startle her. And dogs have been around with humans so often, like for so long, they kind of know that she messed up.
get a shock collar. Your
Or
bite is
a
popper.
taser. Let's just jump straight
I know,
to it.
right? Burner with cigarette butts.
For that little 8-week-old puppy, just a million volts. Just stop biting.
Wow. Well, that didn't take a dark turn or nothing.
No.
Okay, since this is our end of year thing, does anyone have any good New Year's resolutions?
Let's see. I'm gonna try to work at a different establishment by November this year because I've worked at my place for like 6 years and it like a Dementor because it's the only fantasy series I can relate to, you fools. Sucks my soul out of my body. I'm going to try to lose 15 pounds. Don't know when. Once I come with a great plan, I can dictate whether or not it's going to take me the entire year or not. Maybe I'll just stop eating and just keep sitting on the toilet. That should do it. I think that's what a lot of health books say. And then my third one is I'm going to try to build a DIY lightsaber, which is
Nice.
definitely lower on priority of like my happiness, but it is a good distraction.
I think your priorities are all fucked up, man. Seriously.
That's what I'm saying. It should have been number one, right? It's like
Right.
eat a lot, keep working at this terrible place, but make that lightsaber.
All right.
Some dude posted on Imager that he made his daughter one. But there's like the RGB LEDs inside.
Mhm.
So when you activate 2 at a time, it changes the color of it. So the kid's lightsaber is like 16 colors. Not canon, I know, but still super cool. So I gotta figure out how to do that. I don't know how to do anything. I could buy a PVC pipe,
Right.
and that is pretty much where my expertise is.
It's
at.
spray painted.
But I think there's a drill involved, maybe some type of soldering. I don't know what LEDs are.
See, that's the one thing I haven't done yet is soldering. Like I'm not
Yeah.
quite to that point on my DIY-ness. I could do a lot of stuff. I've actually figured out, especially owning a house, I'm pretty fucking handy. But
Yeah, so maybe I'll ship some parts over to you. I'll be like, hey, dude, I need a drill about here. You got
I
it.
can solder if you need it.
Awesome. This is going to be, I'm basically outsourcing lightsaber making.
Right. How many states has this lightsaber been in? And
I know. At what point am I going to be like tax for it, right? I'm like, what?
We're like
These
a
are
lot
good-
of geeks here.
It's a 3-stamp lightsaber.
Yeah.
right.
Have any of you ever watched Revision 3, some of the shows they have?
No.
It's like
No.
web TV. They were coming up like a few years ago with Kevin Rose, the guy who made Dick. Made like
Oh, okay.
they made like there's this guy called Patrick Nordman who has like tech shows on there and now has his own thing on YouTube, and he's like actually really interesting. I think a lot of you would enjoy watching it.
Done.
You do tech thing now. You should check it out.
Yeah, I got to say, like I get technology only because I grew up with it, but I'm not particularly tech savvy. And when it comes to athletics or handiness, my masculinity can be questioned for sure. So I'm hoping by tricking myself into learning a technical skill, but focusing it on my geek passions, that maybe I can trick people into thinking that I know something that isn't just Star Wars trivia.
Really, though, you building a lightsaber has nothing to do with your handiness. You go into a cave with some crystals, you meditate, and then if the
That's
force
a
is
fair
with
point.
you, you know.
It picks a crystal for you or something.
That's true. Yeah. That was the one thing it didn't show on his Imager album was where he got his kyber crystals. But aside from that, I feel like I have a pretty good handle on how to do it. Get some of those Kylo Ren vents going because that's cool. I thought those are some great New Year's resolutions. I'll probably also have them for 2018 when I don't do them this year. So.
But
Yeah,
our
since-
New Year's resolutions for 2018, not for now.
Listen,
Right.
dude, I don't know what year it is.
How high are you right
closer to
now?
2018 than any of us. anyways.
Like 2018 would be the year we are entering, for which we are setting resolutions.
Correct.
Is it bad that I didn't even notice that? I was like, yeah, next year that'll make sense.
Well,
of all the years, like making your 7s into 8s are probably the easier numbers to do for the first couple months. We keep messing up as we write those things. So we're all going to have really flat topped 8s for a couple months.
Right. Well, and
I was actually questioning myself there, by the way. Like nobody else said anything. Am
I was
wrong?
letting him have it. It's America. The year doesn't matter. So what I was going to say is that since no one's going to keep the resolutions anyway, you might as well resolve to be fat, eat shit, and never work out, right? And that way, when
Holy
you don't
shit,
keep that,
I'm so good at it.
no, the point is to not keep your resolution, right? So
I see a little reverse
I'm
psychology.
so bad at this. Yeah.
I'll do
So I've got 2 simple ones. One is I'm going to write 2,000 words a week, which is pretty big, but I think I can do it. And I'm going to start learning Muay Thai.
Nice.
Whoa. Nice.
There's a gym near here I found, and so I want to start learning that. Plus, I need to do something.
I always wanted to learn, what's it called? Has anyone seen Ip Man? Because if you have, you know.
Oh,
what
yeah.
I'm talking about which. He has certain.
Isn't it Wing Chun?
Wing Chun.
Yeah, Wing Chun.
Looks so good. I know it's not exactly the most practical martial arts, as from what I understand. There's much more efficient and better ones, but it looks so cool.
He punches real fast in that movie.
Right.
He is like that. What's his name? Danny, I think, or something. The actor.
Donnie Yen.
Yeah, he's like really. He's like, man. He's like 50 something. He looks like he's 30.
Yeah, he is one with the Force. The Force is one with him.
Oh, yeah, he's also in that movie,
Keep it Star Wars, guys. I got him all day.
Right.
You guys went Dresden. I lost you for a bit, but we're back in my wheelhouse. Let's.
We're pretty close to ending, so hold on. Alert my Star Destroyer. So.
Anyone else have New Year's resolutions?
Or Star Wars quotes. So
I have
either or.
I have an idea that I'm gonna actually. A guy I play World of Warcraft with gave me Destiny 2, and was like, "I want he's like, if I give you Destiny 2 for Christmas, I want you to like do something for yourself. So I want you to like do something like exercise wise." I was like, "Okay, I'll go swimming 2 times a week. I'll try to do that for at least for a couple of months. That's a promise to you, and then I'll see if I can keep going." So, I was probably starting that sometime early next year.
So when you're really good at it, like, do you graduate to hunting Russian submarines? Is that how it works in Denmark?
No, that's Norway.
Oh, okay. Not far north enough. Okay, so.
No, you see, like, let me just go to Google Maps here. So we can see the difference of what's Denmark, Norway, and Sweden. Okay.
I'm
Denmark.
vaguely familiar with Europe being on that side of the world, you know. So.
Okay. So
That is my dog.
I need to zoom out more.
Still too close.
Oh, bring it back. Bring it back.
Right.
Okay, so here's Europe. Most of Europe.
Colin, you got any New Year's resolutions?
No.
Just flat no.
Being awesome. So.
Read all the Witcher books.
Right. Read stuff.
Okay, so there's a map of Europe. There's Denmark connected to Germany. The blue dot is Denmark, or some of Denmark anyway.
Look, man, I played diplomacy. I've been all over World War I and World War II.
Above Denmark is Norway, which goes all, you can see the country like
all the way
up and around, and then we have like Russia here.
Are they the big one?
Keep those fucking Russians out of our space.
Russia's the big one, where it's just Moscow.
And Norway's the one that looks like a boot, right?
Norway's right above
I'm just
Denmark.
fucking with you, dude.
And there's Sweden. We don't like those.
You're
Finland,
racist
they're
against
okay.
Swedes? I know. Because they're
like
way different.
It's like, you know, it's like how brothers or something like tease each other. It's like Denmark and Sweden, they just like they don't like each other. We're always at war.
Well, look at that. They're almost touching you. Stop not touching me. Like,
Stop touching me.
Something to do with their independence and how they don't.
Well,
Don't-
they got
don't
independence, and then
logicalize this.
they were like they got independence. They were their own thing, and then they attacked us anyway in 18 something. They walked over the water. God damn it! It was frozen. It was not cool.
Wait,
We did not expect it.
I was like, look, man, there's only one guy I
generally
know.
how
who
you
walks on
do
the-
war. You strike when they're not looking.
Yeah, it was like the water froze between Denmark and Sweden, and they were just like, we're gonna use this.
Were they ice skating with like bayonets and shit? 'Cause that'd be cool
I
as
don't
fuck.
know. I just know they like basically took us by surprise, complete surprise, by walking over the water.
How do you think Portugal feels? I mean, nobody expects the Spanish Inquisition, and like they don't have ice sheets preceding their armies. Like, okay, now we're just going to be like meme central. So, does anybody else have any fun things they're going to do?
I'm taking that as a no.
That sounds like a no.
I was thinking the rector might have something you want to say. And you're doing something. Do you have any
You're
plan?
a planner.
I spend all day at work planning things, and I come home and I just no.
Plan less. 2018.
Right. Let shit
I
just
just-
happen sometimes.
Yeah, I just realized that I have like only like a reservoir of how much I can plan things, and I go through it out of 8 hours at work, and I just like everything else. It's like that's why we weren't sure what time it was happening today. Like, I just give up.
That's why I
Well-
try to automate as much as I can, so I don't have to think about it anymore.
For
That's
sure.
what Google Home's for, or an Alexa, or
Full
just
circle.
a straight up government agent in your house.
Yeah, I was like, thank you, NSA show. Thank you for being here.
I've got a service that texts me to remind me to take my vitamins, so I don't have to think about that.
Oh, damn. Like, they make an app for that, right? Like, you signed
But
up for
if
a
it's a
service.
notification, I'll ignore it, but I won't ignore a text message.
Hmm.
This is a
Interesting.
man who knows himself.
Yes, it's-
True story.
So
if nothing else, I'm
point?
honest with myself.
What's the point of notifications?
Do what?
What are the points of notifications if everyone just ignores them?
To annoy the crap out of me. I turned off notifications on basically all my apps. It's great. Now I'm on my
that's
phone
essentially what I've done. So I'll actually look at
looking
a
for
text.
notifications. Yeah.
I think they're useful because I have a couple apps that I left the notifications on.
I have a couple, yeah, but not many.
I do
But,
use
like-
notifications for their intended use. I just don't leave most.
Right.
I just don't care about enough apps.
It's like
Right.
messaging apps is what I did. But then like I get Animal Crossing Pocket Cam trying to tell me that I got some asshole who wants a couch. And I'm like, I don't need to know that right now. Phone. I'll get him his couch. Just wait. Or I don't know, whatever other crappy game that's telling me right
I should
9
really
cents
disable my
balloons.
Notifications
Yeah.
because I never check what emails it is anyway.
Yeah, unless
I
somebody
just like
sends you
swipe it
money.
away, go away.
Like, literally, I'm not a Nigerian prince this time. This one's for real. You want money. Merry Christmas.
Yeah, the newest scam I've been seeing is like, you won 12 Bitcoin.
Oh, Jesus.
Really, you
Yeah.
won that much money?
You're
Oh,
like,
man.
you're right. I've got $12 million just sitting in my bank account.
I considered buying Bitcoin like 5 years ago, just like for fun, and just leave it. Why
Yeah.
didn't I do that?
Jacob called me in 2011 and told me about a pizza that just got sold for these things called internet money. Bitcoins. Like, I think we should buy some of these. They're only like a penny a piece. I'm like, yeah, okay.
It wasn't even that. They were like a tenth of a cent at the time.
I was like, yeah, okay. And then we didn't talk about it for like 3 years.
And now we're here, and we're like, they're worth billions.
Right.
Shit.
Well, oops, mistake.
Oh man, I was really considering it. I was just like, I'm not sure how to go about it. I'll look into it, and then I never did it.
That's what me and
It
Jacob
was
did.
still, I mean, like if you had $1,500 to spare at the time, it would have been great. But I didn't then. I don't.
That's right.
Is there anything else we should include on this end of 2017 Secret Santa special?
Thanks to all the listeners. We have effectively tripled our listener base in the last
You made it.
year. So yeah, thanks to all our patrons for helping us out. Hopefully we'll have some new podcasts in the new year and actually get back on schedule for most of our shows because the holidays are a bitch, and so a lot of us haven't really been recording. So If you're waiting for your shows to come back, they will come back. I promise.
You know, the big podcast who brings in all the viewers and listeners anyway. We remain consistent in our podcast
I
experience.
know, but you're out of content.
Yeah, this could be out of content, all right. Look, it's fantasy. We can make shit up.
Yeah. We're getting new short stories and a new book next year.
Yeah, we only got 6 more months to go. That's just 12 shows of content.
Yeah, I mean, think about it. We started the show, or you started the show, and I joined a bit later, when Skin Games still come out.
Oh Jesus! don't say it like that.
It's been like
First of
3
all,
years with no books. Like, okay, if there's a new book every year, we can easily do a podcast about this. 3 years
Right.
later, we don't have a new book. We just don't.
Hey, if it's taught you anything, you don't need a book every year to get through.
Oh, I mean,
What?
No, we're just doing
here's gadgets and guns. You know what I'm saying?
more. Yeah, more and more research in order to get us through.
It's the name on the tin, man. If this was like, you know, the nerd podcast or something, then be like, we could nerd all the time. Like I'm nerding right now, but it's the fucking Dresden Files podcast. So
Yeah.
Like, well, new this week, Jim Butcher blew his nose. I think we have an interview with someone at the garbage disposal place in the same town.
When
Where
are you gonna
his nose?
like actually join the rest of the network and actually read the series?
He's too
You
cool
know,
for us.
oh,
I had
recommend
thought
audiobooks.
you know what it is? Yeah, it's one of those things where it's like you guys tell me, and you guys are obviously knowledgeable, and you're like, oh, you should read the books or whatever, and I'm like, fuck y'all, man. I do what I want to do.
he's already got 3 New Year's resolutions that he's not doing. Do you really want him to add
You
a
want me
fourth?
to add a
Okay,
fourth?
okay.
You consider it.
New podcast network rule. Whoever gets J-Ray next year, you're buying him Dresden Files book.
Goddamn right. That's awesome. All right.
How long is one Dresden?
Well, he's
8
about
to
6
14
foot
hours
10.
on audio.
He's about 6'10", actually. So
Okay.
for the rest of that, you'll have to ask Susan or Lucio or.
Oh. How long is the first couple of audiobooks? Actually, like 14 hours?
No, the first audiobook is 8 hours, like eight
So
hours
that's-
and 20 minutes. It's real short.
Okay.
Yeah, the first
could do
5
an
books are
audiobook.
very, very short.
Right.
Yeah, it's the 10 that come after that. That's like, okay, more words.
All right.
Hey, Alex, I actually have a question. How's Jim with the pros since you ate so much on Sanderson?
Okay, hold on. We don't
Sanderson
got
at the end.
another hour, so
Go.
tune in 2018 end of year, and we'll answer that question.
Exactly.
And maybe by end of year 2018, Justin will have checked out Monster Hunter International.
Look, everybody can dream. All right. So,
As I tell my friend, one of my longtime friends, like we always tell each other, "Hey, you should watch this TV show or that TV show." Where it's like, all right, it's on the list.
yep.
Like my list is like 100 shows deep at this point.
Yep.
Yeah, I just started Travelers on Netflix. Really good if anyone's seen it. Or is-
We've been binging
considering
through
it.
Shameless right now.
I mean, me and my girlfriend have been rewatching Ultimate Beastmaster on Netflix like daily. There's only 20 episodes of that. I know who's going to win all the time, but it's still shocking.
All
Oh,
right.
and Black Mirror season 4 is out. Also a very good show.
This isn't the Netflix podcast.
But maybe we should start one. Apparently, Jesus.
Brought to you by Netflix.
Right.
This is the end of 2017. Say farewell to it.
Okay,
Bye,
farewell.
guys. See you in the new year.
Bye.
Goodbye.